We have so much to show you. Twilight, I believe is her name. She's a big girl. I love this. Already getting along. You see the sides? Here she comes. Whoa! I didn't go. We're showing you everything today. Today I'm going to give you a tour of every nook and cranny in my own private reptile oasis. We're going to begin right here at our newest water feature that we just had built this January. It used to be Freda's pond, but now it's Godzilla's pond. It's our alligator snapping turtle. He's in here, but not for much longer. He's going to be moving back to the big pond, and later on this season, I'm going to be adding some really cool, unique turtles to the pond. But right now, let me show you it. It's awesome. It's been about 6 months since we had it built, and you can see the plants are starting to take off. We've got this beautiful giant bamboo and some sea breeze bamboo behind us, and I just absolutely love the color of the water. It's very tannin rich because of all the leaves, so it's got a very acidic tone, a very brown tannin tone. And I'm going to be putting in some African mud turtles and some Nile soft shells in here that are coming, so I'm really excited to really have this blossom and come to life with so many turtles. And the other funny thing is we've got an African tortoise over here. We've got Lumpy. Lumpy, one of my original sulcatas. He's my buddy. He almost died a few years ago. He used to live out in the backyard. Then I moved them all up to the front yard, and he didn't like the move. So he was dehydrated, he wasn't feeling well. Me and Dr. Mike Gillen got him back to health, and he has actually been amazing. But I can't put him back in with the main group because Hercules and him fight too much, and this tortoise is very special to me. He came from my buddy Mike Crutali, who is my friend Dawn's father, and this man always fixed my vehicles when I was a young, broke BMXer, and he gave me this tortoise when it was about that big. And I believe what he said was, all this thing does is eat and poop, in his New York accent. So I love this tortoise. It means a lot to me. And Mr. Crutali, this guy's gotten a whole lot bigger. Anyhow, Lumpy has been with me since 2004, the moment I moved onto this property. So if anyone else has seen so many changes on this place, it's him. But you guys are actually seeing the most up-to-date tour today, right on this video. Come on, let's go. We've got all kinds of interesting things happening in here. Lumpy gets free reign of the whole place. We've got really cool palms that I planted. Really getting into the plants, guys. It's really cool to create your own ecosystem. This is a Thai elephant palm. These get about 15-foot spans when they mature. They get big, they fan out. So literally these fans will be bigger than me, and they'll be way over the pond. Incredible plant. I can't wait for you guys to come back in 10 years on our next tour, and you'll see how well all these plants are doing. But come on, guys, we've still got more to see. Pay no mind to the ugliness over there. We gotta build something to block that off. That's kind of like behind the scenes. But recently we got some new radiated tortoises. Here is Night. We've got Dawn, Dusk, and Twilight, I believe are their names. And these guys are still in their quarantine. They're new to me, but they came from the Florida Aquarium where they were raised up for many, many years by their dedicated staff. And what happens with different zoos, a lot of the animals you're gonna see on this tour are animals that have come from zoos that have been, quote, retired, okay? They're basically animals that have been pulled off exhibit because maybe the zoo's going a different direction, they're trying to do something new. So some of the animals get pulled off exhibit and they either go to other zoological institutions or people like me that are considered vendors, or they're people that are trusted by the zoos. You have to go through a whole protocol, and once you do that, you get to work with what they call surplus animals. So we have three. We have 2 males and 1 female. I'm not quite sure who this is. I don't want to lift them up and look under the shell, so to speak. I'm happy that they're eating the weeds here that are popping up. So they'll be over here for a few more months, but later on you'll see where they wind up when we get over to the main radiated tortoise enclosure. So let's keep on rolling. We're showing you everything today. This is gonna be amazing, guys. No stone unturned. Next up, we've got the cherry head tortoises. Some of my favorite animals at the camp. I love the cherry head tortoises. They're friendly, they're small, and they're beautiful. These guys have been with me for many, many years, and you can see here's some breeding initiation going on. There's male, he's probably gonna nibble on this one. He's checking out the chickadee. And it is breeding season. When the rains come here in Florida, that's what triggers these tortoises to get busy. And so we do wind up having tons of little baby cherry heads every single season. These guys are also funny because if you notice, Tom, who's holding the camera, is being surrounded right now. Check it out. They're all coming over to Tom. They see that interesting GoPro. It's green, actually. You guys can't see it. And they are drawn to all those colors. But actually, I think it's those really interesting shoes you've got, Tom.
I think it's that, exactly.
Those are very bright and
like,
happy shoes.
Going on?
Yeah, exactly, dude. So they're nibbling. They're going to start nibbling at you. I always tell people, if gals come over to the camp, and they have open toe shoes or sandals, and they have red toenails or bright blue toenails, you better watch out, because these guys are gonna go after them. All the tortoises love bright colors because it reminds them of some of the foods they eat. So these guys have this whole area, but let's go inside to the cyclura complex and see who's hanging out. First things first, Senor Guapo. Hey, Guapo. There he is, everybody. One of my most famous lizards. He's been with me also since 2004. I love this guy. If anything is like a scaly dog, look at him. Look at him, he's so excited. He's lifting himself up off the ground. What are you doing, buddy? He's doing a little, what we call tail raises. You see, he's working on that pelvic tail muscle. It's a plank, but in a reverse situation. He wants to keep that tail strong. So that's what he's doing. No, I'm only kidding. Actually, he's just getting into a submission pose where he likes when I scratch him. But Guaps, let me help him up. This is probably the coolest lizard I have. You're gonna meet another cool one, but there are certain animals here that I've had for many, many years that have become very close to me, and Guapo is one of them. Guapo, if you've been following the channel for any number of years, you know that I've had him. One of the first animals I had, and last year he got in a fight with one of our rhino iguanas, who we'll meet in a moment, and unfortunately he got all beat up. So right now he stays in this enclosure because the next animals we're going to see just arrived a few weeks back, and they needed the space. So anyway, he's a good dude. I trust this guy. He's the best. All right, let's go, buddy. Get in there. I've been loving reptiles ever since I was about 4 years old after I saw Godzilla movies. Mom got me books on dinosaurs, and then of course the dinosaurs led to their relatives, the reptiles. Watch your head coming in, everybody. You don't want to bonk it, you know? So we are now inside our cyclura complex. And here is the first one you're going to see. It's one of our new females. This is Pebbles. And Pebbles is a gorgeous multi-horned rhinoceros iguana. She's even got those chin horns right there, kind of on the back of her cheek. Actually, they're cheek horns. What am I thinking? So we're gonna go in here, we're gonna give her a stretch. There you go. She's starting to calm down. She's doing that really nice pose that the cyclura do when they're enjoying a good scratch. So we're really just working on her and building our trust. We've got a nice big enclosure for her and her boyfriend, Rocky, who is just behind us. We'll see him in a second because boy, is he something else. But I love her colors. I think she's really beautiful. She's got those blue spines. She's got that kind of rusty colored skin, and just great lizards. They came to me from John Floyd. Nice guy reached out to me, was looking for a home for him, and I said absolutely. And then up here we've got a burrow, we've got some log, we've got a lot of things that make them feel at home. We've got a little Waxahachie grass so they can kind of hide when they want to. But yeah, they've got this. They're brand new. They're going to stay in here for the duration of their lives. It's definitely a big enough enclosure. And here is our boy. There's Rocky. And Rocky is the offspring of one of Ty Park's famous lizards who's been on our channel, Donkey Kong. But we now have our very own Rocky. So I'm excited. I love Rocky, the movie. And I thought, hey, they're rock iguanas. His name's Rocky. And, you know, good old Sly Stallone, very inspirational guy to me. And, yeah, so there you go. So, you know, he talks like this, eh? And, you know, it ain't how hard you get hit. It's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. And I'm drooling, okay? I'm drooling. That's how into character I get. Hey, Pebbles! That's how he talks. That's how Rocky talks, okay? Take him to the zoo. Take him to the zoo. Just kidding. I always loved the zoo. What does that make me? Anyway, let's keep going.
Thank you to all our loyal Patreon members out there who have helped to create an amazing reptile community online with us. This week's shout out goes to Ciara Jones.
Let's go see our other cutie pies over here. We got a couple of lizards in this enclosure. All right. Ah, there he is. There's Petro. So clearly I've gone with rock names, petrified. Petro and Petra are the lizards that live in here. Petro is our male. He beat up my Guapo last year, and he did sustain a little injury. You see there's some scarring right there. So Guapo did get a little bite in there, but unfortunately he was really beat up badly, Guapo. So all my iguanas are pretty friendly. I'm very fortunate to that. I attribute that to giving them a lot of space. They tame themselves. I just kind of exist with them, and they know after a while I bring them food. I hang out with them. I become part of their enclosure, and then this is what really allows them to kind of relax, close their eyes, trust me, things like that. But yeah, so awesome. And by the way, that's one big pile of poo right there. See that? So I'll get in here with the hose, I spray it off, things like that. But yeah, that's why you need big enclosures, because these guys poop a lot. Sir Poops a Lot is his other name. Down here, hiding out, okay, are some very shy juvenile Aldabra tortoises. It's gonna be almost impossible to extricate. Wait, hold on, wait. Oh, I got it. All right, one of our juvies. And I have them situated in here. There's one here, and then one over there underneath the logs. But these guys, when they're little, they're extremely shy, okay? So what happens is I like to keep them in a completely enclosed environment. They're totally safe in here. We're gonna raise them up, get them used to me. Aldabras are extremely shy when they're moved. These came to me from a gentleman up in St. Lucie who was moving back to California, and he wanted them to come to the camp. And I did have the room, and I have the know-how with this species. In fact, one of them you'll meet in a little while, Nostradamus, I raised up, was even smaller than this when he began. So keep your mind's eye fixated on the relationship, the size of this one, as opposed to some of the others we're going to see in a little bit. And you can see in about 21 years just how big they can grow. All right, so there we have it. Ooh, we have little guy here. I'm glad to see you out. I had to pull him out. They can feel this, believe it or not. A little scratch on their highness. But I just wanted to show you guys what's going on. And then in here, it's one of our heated shelters during the winter. The animals, and there's more poop, by the way. Yeah, there's our lady. She's getting full of eggs. She should be laying eggs soon, so she's kind of staying on her own right now. And then when the mood suits her, she's going to start digging around and looking to lay eggs. So that's Petra. Let's leave Petra be. She's an expected mom. Okay. And then if you've been following the saga of Lola, Lola had only reproduced once for me years ago, and never reproduced again. And then I recently noticed she wasn't eating, brought her to my buddy Dr. Mike again, and we figured out she was having problems with her ovaries. And so we had to do a bit of a hysterectomy or a spaying. We removed her ovaries, which were deformed and causing her problems internally. If one of those burst, she would have died of septicemia. I'm happy to say that she is back to normal. She's eating, but I have to keep her separate at the moment from Guapo, because those two just don't get along, because she can't reproduce anymore. So there's no reason for her to actually be near a male. It would stress her out. For all intents and purposes, she's now kind of a dude in that she doesn't want to breed anymore. She has no, did you want to come down and say hello to me? That's all right, come on. I love her. I love when she comes looking for affection. Come here, kid. You gonna come over here? Come on. And that's what's cool about these lizards. They seek out some of my attention, and I love that. It's a little cool in the morning. They haven't warmed up. So look at this. Isn't that amazing? She came down, wanted to see what I was doing. That's why these tours are so fun. You get to see truly what a daily routine for me is like. I visit with the animals almost every single day, and they have become very acclimated to me. They trust me. And I think that's one of the more rewarding things about working with the animals, is the fact that they now trust me. When you can get the trust of an animal, I think that's pretty good stuff. Especially animals that most people consider to be dumb, which they are not. Reptiles are not dumb. They actually do experience emotions of happiness, anticipation. There have been recent studies. Tortoises get excited and look forward to certain, stimuli like feeding and things like that. They actually show the areas of their brain fire similar to areas that we have in our brain that give us the same emotions. So that's kind of cool. So I think she just came over here because she knows me. And in her little reptile brain, she wanted to scratch. She wanted to just hang out with me and see what I was doing. She wanted some interaction. So we give it to her. I never leave them wanting, right? Never leave a lady wanting, friends. That's for all my guy pals out there. Do what the gals want you to do. Watch your step. All right, so we got the other Aldabra hiding there. We've seen everyone in here. We're gonna push this open. Watch your head. All right, watch your head. Very good. Okay, now I'll show you something we don't normally see on one of our tours. Let's go over here. I'll show you. I'm going to show you everything. You want everything? You got it. We're going to come over here. And this is kind of just a boneyard. A boneyard for just stuff. Tubs. I got to clean it up. It's a nightmare. In here, I don't know if we'll be able to catch any of them because it is such a large enclosure. But we have our Seaben rock snakeneck turtles are in here. One Ocadia sinensis. But up here, I'll be able to show you something. So in here, though,
There's a guy up on top.
is there a guy up there? Where? Oh, that's awesome. That's who we're looking for. This is a naturally hatched in the ground Geoclemys hamiltoni. It's an Indian spotted turtle. This is a little one I found in the skimmer in one of my aquascape ecosystem ponds. And this thing is so cool and cute. I mean, is that amazing? How small and cool that is. And then we also found a little tiny Reeves turtle, but it's so small, even in here, I don't think we'll be able to find it. You just have to trust me on that, people. I know I said everything, but I'm not spending 3 hours looking for it. Sorry. Watch this. I think 15, 18 minutes will do. So here we go. You'll see how I do things. It's just a really quick baby turtle habitat, but it works well. And you see, water in, water out, Shazam. Gotta love your apps. After you, please, this way. And then we're gonna shut the gate. That's what I need to do on the other side. I need to have some bamboo so we don't see the ugliness. That's like the ugliest part of the camp. Over here, new rock wall with some bromeliads, some alligators, some bamboo going up. There's the fun factory. Okay, so that's where we keep all of our equipment, our bicycles, and we get ideas. We get to build and implement things. Over here, new for 2025, our partnership with Kubota, making dreams come true. And right over here is Caiman Creek, another collaboration we did with our friends at Aquascape. So you saw the newest pond. This actually is, I think, the second newest. So this is Caiman Creek. Why is it called Caiman Creek? Because there's a caiman in here. We've got 2 different species in here in Caiman Creek. We've got our dwarf caiman. That there is my buddy Lucifer, who is every bit a cranky guy. Hey, Louie. He's probably not going to be happy that I'm touching him, and he's kind of, hey, little cat. You hear him? Yeah, we'll just leave him be. So we've got him. We've got over here Rhinoclemys mani, which is some of the Central American wood turtles. This is the ornate wood turtle, and this is a big old gal, and we've got a few boys in here with her. But these are a cool little species. I wanted to try and keep mostly species that are from Central and South America in the range of Caiman, just for fun. I like having these little enclosures that kind of mimic the animals that are found in that geographic location to a degree. We also have some animals in here that are completely from a whole other continent, and those are the Chinese box turtles, but they're in here because it's the only thing that keeps them contained. They're such good escape artists. They're in here, they cannot escape. So awesome stuff. We also have 3 Podocnemis unifilis, the yellow spotted Amazon turtles. There's 3 of them there, and there's 2 in the lower portion of the enclosure. We also have giant Mexican mud turtles in here. the salvini, and we have the real big giants, the tripricatus, which are the giant ones. So this is the wetland filter, which also doubles as a pond. Water comes up, flows out. We've got convict cichlids. We've got blue acara cichlids from South America. So we got a couple Oscars, and we've got the famous resident Marge. Hey. She's after you. She's on. That's Marge, everybody. Now, Marge is a Florida snapping turtle, and interesting story. She came from my buddy Fred Grunwald, as did all these Caiman. He was a good friend of the camp. We love Fred so much. He passed away in November of 2021 from cancer, complications due to cancer. But if you notice here, this female's plastron right there, she had a huge growth coming out of that. And I was told this animal would be dead in 6 months. And well, she's still going. I'm glad I didn't operate on her or do anything stupid. She's in the best health of her life. And this is actually starting to heal. Incredible animals. That would, oh, she's gonna get you. Whoa. That's our Margie. She's always hungry and never full. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I love this turtle so much. I'd kiss her, but I think I'd lose a nose. All right, kid, we're gonna put you down. Let her run around. But yeah, it's really cool how well she's done without any veterinary interference. I was told she had a fungus in her, she's gonna die, blah, blah, blah. Snapping turtle, man. These animals live in very swampy conditions. This is actually a very clean condition. The water is always running. They can live in stagnant water, and they've got really great immune systems. And so what I think happened is benign neglect. Let her alone, let her eat, let her be a turtle, and now here she is. And she's actually a full-grown female. They're smaller, the Florida subspecies. The males will get bigger. You won't get females too much bigger than that. So pretty interesting. And also snapping turtles will go down into Central America. So I've not broken my little rule. Over here is our suncatcher cage, and in it are, should we go inside before we finish Caiman Creek?
Yeah, sure.
Let's go, man. We can do whatever we want. We're just flowing. I love this. This is just like, let's roll and show everybody everything. So in here, we used to have a Burmese python. That's why I have dangerous reptiles. It was just something that had to be done for the permitting process. But now, this enclosure has been turned into a black-throat monitor indoor-outdoor habitat. And you're gonna see why. Let's go on in here. Let's just check everything right there. Ah, look, there's one now. So usually one is outside and usually one's inside. They get to go through that cat door and they can roam in and out, and it's awesome. It's one of my favorite enclosures because of that feature. Up here we have one, it's either huff or puff. I have a male and a female. Look behind you. One's coming in right now. You can show how this door actually works. This is really cool. This was something I wasn't sure would work, but it does, because monitor lizards are pretty darn smart. So this one's coming in right now. If I do this, maybe it'll want to come over. I don't know. Yeah, here we go. Now these guys aren't exactly handleable, but yeah, we don't want to get bit. And Tom, as you can see, is splitting. He's out of here because we recently filmed a video where this is the male, the big one. This one here is a character. Now these guys are going to be about 8 feet long, so they're going to need a lot of space, and that's why we did this for them. They're very happy in here, and they're the bosses. His and hers section. What are you going to do? The rest of this area is very simple. It's just an indoor habitat during summer, during winter. The redbud tortoises come in here in the cold weather. I can fit all of them in. Some of the other tortoises I'll place in here as well. If it gets too cold, I put the snakes away. It's not the prettiest room. Eventually, I'd like to deck this room out and turn it into a proper reptile shed, like some of the ones you've seen at other breeders. But for now, it is what it is. I've been concentrating on the outside. More bamboos, variegated bamboo. We got Buddha belly bamboo. I love bamboo. And here's the outside. This is the tunnel that the lizard came in from. So you can go in and out. And we use, we have great sponsors here at the camp. We've got customcages.com. They do vision cages, the Suncatcher cage, like the one you're looking at. We have our friends at Aquascape, and we also have our friend Stuart from Universal Rock, who always helps me out to deck things out. We've got his, what is that called? Bark paneling. We've got faux rock. He's the best. He's a really creative guy. And not only that, whenever I chat with Stuart from Universal Rock, I'll call him for one thing. We wind up talking about UFOs, conspiracies. He's a lot of fun. I like him. Okay, anyway, let's go into the lower section of Caiman Creek. Now, Tom, you should be warned. The female Caiman believes she has eggs. Oh, here she comes. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take the camera, guys.
Yeah?
I'm gonna go in there and we're gonna show you what a mama Caiman is like when she wants to protect her nest. So you stay there, Tom. All right, so here, if I come over here, she is not gonna be happy. Here she comes. Whoa, that's crazy. Oh my God, she's coming after me, I think. Holy smokes. Now, even though she's little, she's got quite a wallop. She's got about 2,500 pounds of pressure on those little jaws right there, so she can mess me up if she wanted. So in another video, we recently removed the eggs from here. Okay, so there are no eggs in there, but she is still protecting them because she believes they're there. Now, the other thing that was interesting is I noticed, oh boy, here she comes. Here she comes. The other thing I noticed, I saw one of the Amazon turtles up here digging. So I'm wondering if there are turtle eggs in there that I got to get in, but she's protecting everything. Oh, here we go. Get me the hell out of here. Oh, she snuck up on me, guys. Now there's a male Trigonotus in here as well. That's the Latin name for that species, but I don't even want to mess. See, that's why it's growing over. I haven't been able to get in here to weed whack because, well, she'd whack me. She would weed whack me. Let me come back here. She can see me. This is dangerous. Okay. Oh boy. Let's get out of here, man. I wanted to give her a little bit of exercise. We did it, and now it's done. All right.
She's gotten a lot bigger since you got her. Like, it's noticeably like she is.
You think so?
I think she's larger, yeah.
She's close to 80 years old, and she had her first group of clutch of eggs last year. Second one, she laid 17 earlier this year. We got the parameters in the incubator better, so hopefully we'll have a better hatch rate. This is cool.
I mean, that's so at 80 years old, she could grow. She can keep growing.
I guess. I mean, they really don't stop growing. They don't age like mammals do. They're no more or less susceptible to disease, whether they're young or old. It's really an incredible thing. Now in here is Inky. I don't know if we'll actually see Inky, so I'm gonna try. We got Inky from our friend Kevin McCurley over at Nerd, but Inky likes to live underneath that, underneath there. She's not here, she's underneath this. So unfortunately, it's a little tough to see Inky, but what I can do is, since I have water comes on a timer, I could probably just dump this. It probably needs a good dumping. Watch over my shoulder, be ready to shut the door if we have to. But let me just show you guys Inky. There she is. She's getting bigger. She's also a little skittish. I don't get a chance to hang out in here much with her, so I need to start doing that. You see, I have a bit of a heat pad in there. During the winter, she likes hiding under here, so I want to make sure she's got heat. So here she goes. She's going to walk probably over into the hide box because she knows, hey man, what's up with this? Why'd you do? Uh-oh. No, actually, she's looking for food. She thinks I have the food, dude. Oh boy, another friendly lizard. Come on. There she goes. There she goes. Don't. Yep, right in there. Perfect. That's what I wanted. Want her to go in there, but at least she's made an appearance that you guys can see. That can fill up pretty easily during the next cycle. All right, let's go see some Croc monitors. We're kind of in the monitor lizard section here. Oh my God, she's scared the heck out of me. That's the craziest animal we have. It's Sophia. I'm like, what the heck is that? Can't be doing that, kid. You're frightening me. So Soph is one of my animal wranglers here at the old camperoo.
Oh, these animals.
Not these animals. You stay out of it. You stay out of here. She's a teenage animal, though. All right, Tom, you want to come in or should I just go in? Oh, I'll just go in. All right. So these guys can be a little tricky. This is Diamond and Chase. The male is Chase, and that is Diamond, and she is a beauty. She is a crocodile monitor, and we've gotten these guys from my friend Alejandro. They were looking for a new home, and we gave it to them, and they're beautiful. And I've been doing a lot of work with these guys. You've seen in some videos previous to this tour me working with them. They're getting much more tame. I love being in here with them, and you can see she's very inquisitive. She wants to know what's going on, but luckily for us, it's nice and cool. Hello, buddy. Hello, buddy. So we gently touch him, gently touch him. There we go. See, he's allowing me to touch him, and I'm really allowing her the opportunity to get to know me as well. So it's pretty cool. But again, it's early, so these guys are probably not quite warmed up, and they're looking a little camera shy. They're gonna back up into their house. All right. But it's nice that they're cohabitating. It's always good when you got two monitors getting along. You see the size difference? Don't be fooled. That female is real tough. When it comes to breeding season, the females initiate the breeding, and they can scar up the males pretty good. So you gotta be careful. All right, guys, I'll leave you be. They're showing me they're a little nervous. Oh, look at this. Yeah, she is. She's just kind of going for a ride, hanging out. It's pretty cool. All right. Let me shut this up properly. We have locks on everything because we did wind up having some thieves come over, and they got caught and went to jail. So don't thief, don't be a thief. We got cameras everywhere. Next up, probably the most famous critter at the camp. He's coming over right now. He's large, he's in charge, but his name's not Marge. It's Slinky, everybody. Hi, Slinks. Slink ate yesterday or the day before. Easy, easy. So the cool thing about Slinky is, even though he gets worked up, he knows the difference between my arm and food. But that's come from years of building up trust. Working with this guy, and you could feel him. He's cool to the touch. It's early. So this guy, not quite warmed up, but still motivated for food. Listen to that. That's a solid dude. That's all muscle. He's an Asian water monitor. We built this enclosure a few years back for him because he's the king of the camp. We're gonna throw a divider up because Jerry at Wolf's World has a female for us. We're gonna introduce them together. We gotta get that done. That's part of the next couple weeks projects. And it'll be really cool to see if we can get baby Slinkies, because he's gonna have a girl that's just about the same size as him. So I'm excited. But you can see the size. His hands or claws are almost as big as my hands, so he's incredible. Tom is a little leery.
I wasn't ready for his tongue. I didn't realize he was that close. No, I like Slinky. I just wasn't expecting his tongue to get me. Ah. He can reach. Oh, we're back. We lost the battery.
Okay, man, we lost the battery. We're back, no problem. And let's keep rolling, man. The Godzilla Gardens, brought to you by Holt Nurseries, my friend Thomas Holt, hooking us up with some beautiful tropical plants to kind of frame out everything, make it look lush. And now we're gonna meet two more Croc monitors. These two, one of them belongs to my buddy Tom Crutchfield and eventually is gonna go back to him. But it is a very Slinky-esque lizard. His name is Bill. Bill's a Croc monitor, and they get a bad rap as being dangerous, but they're just incredibly, oh, here comes Lulu too. Lulu's up here. But Bill's actually very friendly, similar to our buddy. I'm gonna go ahead in, and this is Lulu. Lulu actually has one eye, okay? So she's looking at me with her good eye. And we've been working together. Let's see if Lou will let me touch her. Yeah, look at this. Look at that. They ate earlier this week. I'm just gonna be careful, because a bite from these guys can be bad. But let's just check her out. Look at this. I don't trust her enough yet to do this. So I come down here, you can touch, you can really get all up in his business. He likes getting stroked and touched. So that's Bill.
Hey, for people who don't know, what you know, some people might remember Lagartha and wonder if she's still around.
Well, Lagartha, we were talking about female problems in lizards with Lola, and the exact same thing happened to Lagartha that was happening to Lola. But Lagartha, unfortunately, I had never experienced it before and didn't know what was wrong with her. We brought it to the vet and it was too late. She already had burst. One of those ovaries had burst, so she passed away. That was our original Croc monitor we got from my friend Tyler out there in Kansas City. Inquisitive Raptors, man. Check him out on Instagram. But yeah, that was a bummer. But look at these two communicating. They're just looking for food. She knows that usually food is coming when I'm around. But again, I'm just gonna trust her here. It's all about working with these animals, building up some trust. The tongue flicks are really good. That means they're extremely interested, inquisitive. But when that tail curls, that means she's a little nervous. So, no problem. But yeah, these two are awesome. But I am gonna send Lola back with Bill when Tom takes Bill back, because these two have actually produced eggs. Tom is really good with incubating those eggs, so I really want him to do that job. See how she got a little nervous. All right, very cool. Let's move it. Moving on. Okay. I'm going to show you guys some more new stuff. We created this platform. I'm going to put tortoises around it. We got to fence it in. More beautiful plants. We're going to walk this way, and then we're going to go visit our crocodilian friends over here. But yeah, this is going to become kind of a jungle walk eventually. I'm trying to get the plants grown up. We're going to rearrange the rocks here. We got beautiful black bamboo here, areca palms. We've got different banana plants, Murray palms. What is it? Screw palms here, or twist palm? I don't remember. Anyway, there they are. So I'm not good with all the plants yet. We'll get over to the main pond in a moment, but I wanted to come over here, show you guys Fred's lagoon, where our alligator couple lives. We've got big bales of reptile bark that I'm using to decorate and mulch everything. And finally, we got some water in these ponds because yesterday we had a really good downpour and we were really in a localized drought here. So we'll walk in and see who's hanging. Let's just have a peek around because you never know where anyone is. But let's go in here and I'll show you some of the big boys and girls that are living here. It's Dale and Snaggletooth, two beautiful American alligators. Now you be careful where you are. Okay, here is, I think that's Dale. Come on. They're actually on the other side. Come on, guys. Yeah, so right beyond her is the big male. That's Snaggletooth and that's Dale. Come on, guys. If I get down low and start acting like I'm food, maybe they'll come over. Or if I do this. Oh, actually, I had it backwards. Here's Dale, and then the big boy's behind you. You better get moving because she's on a mission. She's on a mission. Yeah. Come on, dude, go. Get
really?
Up, quick. Here she comes. Oh, you're crazy. What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't have any food. I was just saying hello. She's a well-behaved alligator.
She's on a mission.
Oh, she was on a mission. She thought I had food, but I don't have food. You see how she's leaving her mouth open?
Yeah.
She wants me to feed her some of those croc pellets. I don't have any with me. I'm a bad friend right now. I'm sorry, sweetheart, but you see she came out. Now look at this. She's upset.
Oh,
I know, I feel so bad.
just like a mad puppy.
Yeah, I know, that's a swamp puppy right there. And unfortunately, she isn't getting fed today. Sorry, sweetheart. I just wanted to show her off. She's awesome. And then right behind her is that big old boy, and his name is Snaggletooth, and these both came from Fred, as did the Caiman. So when Fred passed away, he left us these animals, and I named their habitat Fred's Lagoon. Normally, on a normal season, when we have a lot of water, this whole area is filled up. We got these beautiful cypress trees. These gators are in heaven, let me tell you. They can dig down to the water table. They get to do everything a gator's supposed to do. They sunbathe up here in the banks. They're just super happy. But I mean, isn't that awesome? We've got dinosaurs living in our backyard. So, aren't you like the luckiest kid in the world?
I guess.
I guess. Oh, come on. Any of you kids out there, would you be excited to live here and have alligators in the backyard? Let me know in the comments below, man. I'm curious to hear if any of the young people out there watching would be stoked, because it's hard to impress my stepdaughter. But she
Just used to it, so.
Yeah.
Soph's used to it. She's been at this since she's about 5 or 6 years old. So, old news for Sophia. Come on, let's go up this way, friends. All right. If we just cruise over here, we may be able to see Colin. I'll risk it. I'll open this up. Colin's been on a little rest station here. He is our coastal carpet python. Oh yeah, I think he's gonna shed. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. That's a cool snake. There he is. That's our coastal carpet python, Colin, Australian species. Morelia there, really, really cool dude. And I love this guy. Really beautiful snake. We've had him for about 12 years now. So he is a very, very old snake because he was full grown when I got him. So I'm thinking he's close to 20, which is actually kind of getting to the upper limit of what these animals are capable of surviving to. He is an interesting snake. He's semi-arboreal. He'll go out, he'll be in the trees, he'll be on the ground, he'll swim if he has to. They'll eat a whole variety of lizards, other snakes, Australian possum, fruit bats, all manner of prey item, birds. So really cool snake, and the largest of the carpet pythons, the coastal carpet python. If he were a female, he could reach closer to 8, 9, 10 feet, somewhere in that area. But he's only about 6.5 foot, which is usually what the males top out at. Very good. All right, buddy, we'll let you alone. Sorry, I just had to wake him up. And it also happened to be Sophia's very first snake that you handled, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you and him were buddies when you were little good. I mean, you were tiny when you were first handling that dude. All right.
5.
You were 5?
I think
you were. 5 or 6. All right, in here we've got Bella. Bella the boa. There's Bella the boa. Don't get too close because she'll probably snap at you there. That's her strike pose. She loves hanging out under that plant and waiting for an unsuspecting rat to be delivered by me. I feed her frozen thawed rats, but she don't know. She still strikes at them like they're living, which is good. I want her to keep those reflexes taut and ready. So she's yeah, she's like a loaded spring right there. That is an incredible animal. I love her. And yeah, that's Bella. So that's all she's doing right now. All right, let's shut it. We've also got plenty of plants surrounding her area, so she's extremely, like, comforted. You know what I mean? They want to be hidden snakes.
Does she get shade, sun in there too?
She does get sun, and in the end of the day, she gets a nice area to bask in, and she'll climb up the log. She does a lot, so she does have sun, but generally she's just got a nice shaded area to hang out in. Here's our aquascape ecosystem recreation pond. It's called a recreation pond because we swim in it. Sophia and I go in here, we snorkel, we check out the turtles. Sophia goes for turtle rides on the giant Amazon turtles that we have in here. So why don't you grab a cup of the food and throw it in here for everybody. We got our mask and snorkel. We've got in here 2 Arau river turtles, 2 Badiger affinis, 2 Emadura Crocodile, 2 Badiger boiniensis, and 1, what is the Latin on that? I forgot. The fly river turtle. It's something in scipula. Cardicelli's in scipula. Yeah, you can just dump it all in. Look at that big girl there. That is my pride and joy right there, that big Amazon turtle. She was incredibly, incredibly shy. And then I worked with her, allowed her to do her thing, and now she's one of the more friendly turtles we have in the pond. And she is huge. She's about 150 pounds. And these turtles have almost like aribatas, like mass egg laying seasonally in the Amazon. They lay on the beaches in the Amazon. They even communicate with their offspring when they hatch by emitting subsonic frequencies. And they call the hatchlings into the water, and then the hatchlings follow the adults back upstream where they are able to grow. And there's our fly river turtle. Here is Diego, and Freda's somewhere else. I don't know, she's somewhere. There are the Crocodile. There's one underneath those ferns who's very shy. And then here is one of them coming now. So it's a pretty cool pond. We have all these African cichlids in here that were taken from the aviary at Zoo Miami, which is also coincidentally where our large river turtle has come from. And what's cool is she's got shells on her from just kind of burrowing into the substrate at the bottom. It's kind of cool. It's like her shell itself has shells fossilized in it. But everyone's eating, everyone's happy. It's a cool pond to check out. I love it in here. It's fun to swim in. Get to swim with your turtles, which is a unique experience. It's something I always dreamed of when I was building this place. I mean, this is like, some people want a Ferrari, I want a giant swim pond, and that's exactly what I got. Oh, wait a minute. Before I forget, the redfoot tortoises. We're showing everything.
Yeah.
So during the summer, the redfoots are allowed to walk around this whole area, but recently I closed it up because they're about to start breeding again. And I want to make sure the eggs are easily accessible, that I can find all the eggs. So we've got 38 redfoot tortoises in this enclosure, and they just kind of wander all throughout it. And then in here, we've got Dune, which is Sophia's lizard, and he's just getting a little outdoor time. And he's hanging out with some redfoot tortoises and Burmese star tortoises that are over here. And those little guys are an endangered species as well. And man, I'm pretty stoked to have those. Those were a partnership with me and Tom Crutchfield. We hatched them out while I was babysitting his adults. But yeah, it's cool that Sophia takes such a good care of her lizard, Dune, who's normally inside in one of our awesome vision cages. Let's go check him out. I'll show you some animals inside. Yeah, so he gets some outside time. He gets a little sunlight, and she's been very good about that. She also feeds him Fluker crickets, Fluker superworms, and all their prepared foods. And all the animals here eat Fluker diets, which have been amazing because they're the only company that really does natural veggies in their diets, mixed in when you get the buffet blends. So here is some of the indoor animals. These are some new arrivals. The spider tortoise, which are just pretty rocks. That's what they're known for doing. Very exciting animal. That's what it does. They're my pet rock. And then this is Dune's habitat. We have two down below that are chilling. But up here, we may be able to see, yeah, here we go. I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna show you the Dumerel's monitor. There's one of them right there. They're basically a small water monitor, and they live up here in this vision cage, and they're doing really well. Here it is. There's two of them. There's a little guy there. You can just make out. I wonder if he'll come over here. He's flicking. As you guys can probably figure out, I love monitor lizards because they're really intelligent, they're really fun, and they have a lot of personality. These guys are getting raised up, and eventually they're gonna go outside as well. That's all the animals we have indoors. Okay, anyway, we're gonna come on out, shut that door. We don't want flies in the house. But yeah, so we've got a really cool jungly experience here. And the last phase of development for the camp is gonna be planting all this out. And then we are going to be focusing on planting our beautiful giant Kamp Kenan pond. We're putting a platform up here. We've got some steps leading down. I just got done doing this wall. We've got some, we've been cutting down some trees at the camp, and I'm taking all the trunks and branches, and we're gonna make basking areas for all of our turtles. Now, normally the water would be about 4 foot higher. But we've been having kind of a local drought. So it's supposed to rain a lot next week, so we're hoping this will fill up. It only takes a little time for this to kind of fill up, and the water will be up to this line right here, and so it just looks so much better. So those logs are going to be somewhat submerged, and we've got, I know you can't tell right now, but we've got a couple hundred turtles in this pond. So it's a really cool spot. On the outskirts, I'm gonna put an inner diameter wall to keep the turtles close to the pond, and then we'll have a pathway on the outside where I'm gonna plant it out with different tropical plants. So that jungle walk that I began will loop all the way around the pond, and there'll be some enclosures around there for you guys to see different reptiles and stuff, but it's all a part of the camp's expansion. We're always expanding here. It's basically my life's work. I love creating a really cool place for these animals to live, and that's kind of what I want to be known for. Is I'm the guy that just makes life amazing for these animals. That's my mission. Over here now, it's starting to get a little hotter, so a lot of the animals are kind of hiding. We've got our Sulcata tortoises. These were the first large species of tortoise that I ever had a chance to work with. And here's Hercules here. You can see he's kind of stretched out with one of his girlfriends. They're just enjoying the shade right now. So Hercules is a cool male tortoise. He's the one that fights with Lumpy, so I can't put them together. And that's tortoise number 6. Don't have a name for her, but I know she's tortoise number 6. And we have 7 Sulcatas in here, plus the one that we saw in the very beginning of this incredibly extensive and long tour. Okay, you're seeing it all. Did I mention that? Every nook and cranny. Listen, I hear something. Here comes somebody. I think it's Big Mama. Big Mama's coming over. She's amazing. She's going to welcome you to the Sulcata enclosure. Very big female Sulcata, and she's beautiful too. I mean, look at her. Is that a gorgeous lady? So everyone thinks they're getting fed when they see me coming over. The cool thing about having this space, look at this, it's tortoises on parade. The fun thing about having this space is it's so much more easy to care and keep these animals. They can eat weeds. They keep everything cleaned up. There's no weeds growing in here. It's really, really cool. So Sulcata tortoises, we've had a storm come through, so there's a lot of palm fronds now. Usually I get in and rake things up, but hey, don't judge me, bro. I'm keeping it simple for the tour right now. Let's walk over here. This is the Aldabra enclosure. And we may or may not see any Aldabras in this section, but we're gonna wander through it because it's kind of a cool spot. Here you can see a big ficus tree and all these very mature palmetto trees here, these palmetto palms. And if we're lucky, we're gonna see some big, oh, what do we see there? Oh, by the way, here's a non-native lizard. This is really cool. On the other side, I'm gonna grab the camera. On the other side of this is a Cuban night anole. There he goes, there he goes. Cuban night anole, watch him run up. He's really cool. He's probably way up there. He's on this side. They're so smart. I don't know if you could see him, but that was kind of a cool find, right?
He's so bright.
He's very bright. They're non-native, they're actually from Cuba. There's Jamaican night anole, there's Cuban night anole. So they've established themselves here in Florida. So that's neat. I don't mind them living here. Welcome to the camp. So that's fun. I had a big mango tree here that I cut down. All these were dwarfing. It was starting to dwarf our palmetto. So I opened it up. And the Aldabras really appreciate it also. And you can kind of see this area. The Aldabras, they have a lot of topography to walk over. We also have a Galapagos tortoise in here that utilizes this as well. So this is kind of a cool area that we're going to develop more. I got to trim it down a bit, but it's fun to see the tortoises living actually in a forested area. So now we're going to go see them for real. Oh, but wait, before we do, God, we have so much to show you. Here are the original aquascape ecosystem ponds. Here they are. Baby green iguana, right there. Right there, it went behind these bromeliads. Watch this. Right down there, I'm going to take these down. Look at that baby green. That's one of the baby greens that we found a few weeks ago. That was actually hatched here. Now he's right up. Oh my God, that's so cool. Wait, there's two. There's two of them. They're both over there. That's amazing. Hold on. What's up?
I saw the big one.
You saw the big one?
Yeah, when I was going on my bike.
Look at this, guys. Oh, there they go. They're flipping. They're so cute. How cool is that? So we got green iguanas, night anoles, curly tail lizards. We've got everything running around this property. They've all come here because it's a really nice habitat for reptiles. That's what I'm trying to build. All right, so we've got our Arena Kelly's Madagascar giant big head turtle, Amadura sublagosa, the pink belly side necks. We got Geoclemys, Hamiltoni, crab. What else do we have? We have the Brander horseye turtle. We've got Reeves turtles. We've got Japanese wood turtles. Everything. Okay, don't make me name all the turtles out here. There's too many. We got too many turtles. We got all sorts of fun radiated tortoises. This is the main group of radiata. They're kind of hanging out in here in the shade. Some of them are walking around. This is Sophia's pond because it's right by Soph's window. She gets to hang out, get inspired when she's doing her homework right here. And again, more of the same turtles. They can crawl around both habitats. So there's really great access for these animals to wander back and forth. So you may think, oh, you have too many turtles in one pond. Well, I don't have one pond. I got two. So too many turtles, too many ponds. I'm real happy. Is that weird? Yeah, that's weird. All right, I'm glad she's keeping me honest. Anyway, let's go see our final stop on the tour. This is it. Gee, Soph, I'm glad you joined us on the tour. You're good for my self-esteem. Anyway, who do we got? No one. Blimey, you're right. Where are all the giant tortoises?
It's right here, and then I don't know which one.
All right, let's see. Hi. Oh, there's Timmy. Yeah, Timmy, and I believe this is Buddy. Yep, that's Bud. Oh, no, it's Hank. Hey, Hank. Hank's one of our friendly Aldabras. Timmy is one of our shy baby Aldabras who's making a quick getaway.
Timmy, we weren't even near you.
Bye, Timmy. See you. Bye, Timmy. Anyway, here is Hank. We've got 9 Aldabra tortoises and 1 Galapagos tortoise nowadays. These guys will all be in the neighborhood of 300 to 600 pounds, depending on their sex. Most of these, I believe, are females, so they'll be close to 300-400 pounds. But the males can reach 600 pounds, no problem. And we have a very large male. Oh, well, there's our girl. Here's a female. This is a Fina that we got from our buddy Sam Scucci. She's a little shy, but she's a big girl. So I'm happy to see her over here. She's just kind of hanging out. She's here to breed with Nostradamus, who must be over in the shade on the other side. Let's see if we can find him. Little Timmy. Tiny Tim. Hey, that's looking pretty good too, by the way. That's amazing. We recently treated that animal with scarlet oil because it had a very light fungus on it, and it's looking good. Usually Nostradamus hears us and starts waking up from wherever he may be slumbering. Man, you wouldn't think that it'd be hard to find a 250-pound tortoise, but it can be sometimes. That's how big the enclosure is. Can't end like this, friends. It just can't end like this. You can't have a tour and not see Nostradamus. Look at these two cuties. Nazi. Let me venture down here. Ah,
there you go.
He is. Look at that big. Oh, and who's he with? He's with Buddy. Oh no, he's with Socrates. These two have been together for many years. Socrates is our Galapagos tortoise. Look at these two, huh? How fun is it to see two giant tortoises just hanging out in the woods? I'm gonna get behind them here. I love these two guys. Nostradamus is my favorite tortoise. He's a good boy. Look at this. He's hitting them hydraulic switches. He's awesome. I love this guy. He just raises on up. Loves when I hug him. Loves when I give him scratches like this. And they're just beating the heat, man. They're staying out of that sun. It's too hot for them. What most people don't realize is even though these guys have a very high fiber, almost desert tortoise-like diet, they do need a lot of shade as well. So you'll find them in here during the hotter parts of the day, hiding out. They can get a nibble. There's plenty of little leaves and such that they may want to eat. Who knows? You want to eat that, or are you in the mood just for scratches today? I don't know. But they do eat all this stuff, which is really, really cool. I love that aspect of having them. They're like little yard workers, man. They are the best. So Socrates, not quite as friendly as our boy Nostradamus, but we still love her as well. She's been with me since 2005 and Nostradamus since 2004. And with that, my friends, we have concluded the most extensive tour I think I've ever done. So I'm hoping some new folks have seen this and enjoyed my reptile paradise. It's taken me about 21 years to get it to this point, and with your help, you'll help me continue another 40 years. Maybe another 20 something years. I don't know how long I'm gonna live. I hope I'm like a tortoise. But anyway, you'll help us continue to improve the lives of these animals and to keep developing this place into the ultimate reptile paradise. Thanks for watching, guys. Go to patreon.com/Kamp Kenan for more videos, live chats with me every Thursday at 4 p.m. and more content that you can only find there. I'll see you guys later.